Kuhn Park approaches the football, and away we go. It's a low line drive kick taken by an up back at the 25-yard line, spins to the 30, to the 35. It's brought back certainly unexpectedly by Austin Smeested, the junior, one of their primary running backs on special teams. He catches that line drive kick, and the Bears will come out 1st and 10. And the football will be marked at the 37-yard line. So, Eddie, the Spartans defense will get a chance early.
Yeah, we're going to need another strong performance by them here this afternoon in that strong 3-4 defense.
Tomlin will sling it out on 1st and 10. Pass is caught outside the numbers on the near side and to the 40-yard line. First catch of the day by Kevin Hammerlin, the junior wideout. Hammerlin joins with fellow receiver Hank Childs as a great 1-2 punch for the Bears. 5-yard pickup, 2nd and 5 from the WashU 42, and a sack. J.J. Tomlin sacked by the Spartans. K.J. Peterson gets in there and brings him down. And a big defensive play will force 3rd and 11. WashU, like Case in the no huddle, running the hurry up right at the get-go here today. No score first quarter. Tomlin rolls out wide to the right, looking downfield, fires it. Pass is caught, and then out of bounds. Hank Childs hauls it in. It's good for a first down. They needed 11, Eddie, and he got it.
Yeah, how about J.J. Tomlin throwing on the run? A deadly accurate pass right in front of his own sideline, and he's no stranger to that. He gets them a lot of first downs.
Childs makes his first catch. Now the snap goes to Tomlin in the shotgun. They send it out to Childs again. Gets to midfield. He's ridden out of bounds there by Adrian Cannon of the Spartans. 2nd down coming up for WashU. They break into Spartans territory. That one marked now at the 48-yard line. 13:40 to go. First quarter, no score. Tomlin takes the snap. First running play of the game, breaking over the right tackle to the 45. Down to the 42-yard line. First time they've put it into the hands of Cody Ratterman, their 5'11", 225-pound senior. He's out of Damiansville, Illinois.
And this is a pretty good 2-back system, Dave, with Ratterman and Sneested. Get a lot of carries between those guys and ultimately a lot of production out of their running backs.
Yep, between the two, Eddie averaging 95 yards a game. So that certainly counterbalances the aerial attack from Tomlin, averaging 338 yards a game through the air, and Cannon jumping the route knocks down a pass that was intended in the flat for Hammerland. And boy, Eddie, he was close to a pick six there.
Yeah, just like the Spartans do, WashU loves to run those little bubble screens, and Cannon just feeling those two receivers there. He felt a screen coming his way, and he just jumped the route and almost came away with a pick.
So it's 2nd down and 10 now. Back to throw Tomlin. Time in the pocket. Now the pressure coming. He gets rid of the football. Throws it over the WashU sideline. And it'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Bears with exactly 2 minutes gone by here in the first quarter.
Well, that is exactly what you want to see out of your front three. You want the opposing quarterback throwing off of his back foot. You don't want to make him feel very comfortable. You want to set an early tone on the defensive side of the ball.
Big play here. 2 receivers on the left, 1 on the right. Back to throw Tomlin. He guns it. High arcing spiral down the left sideline. It's incomplete. A penalty marker is down. Tomlin showcasing the arm. He was looking for Marcus Ramspot, the sophomore out of Fenton, Missouri. Pass incomplete. Looks like whatever this penalty is, it's going to be declined. Ineligible receiver downfield, declined by the Spartans. It'll force 4th down and 10. And Eddie, even though he didn't get a chance to run them down because of the no huddle, the Spartans defense comes up with a very nice stand on the opening possession.
Yeah, and we always talk about the Spartans offense running that no huddle offense. Well, defensively, you have to be prepared for that as well. And the Spartans defensively were as prepared as ever.
Alex Stanky with the punt. It falls, bounces around off some bodies as they head downfield, and the Spartans able to cover it. It was Nick Kwan, I believe, who was able to cover that punt as it bounced around down there amongst all the special teams players. It is down at the 12-yard line, make it the 13. So that will be a 29-yard punt for Alex Stanke. And here come the Spartans offensively for the first time today in a scoreless football game here at DeSanto Field. Spartans and WashU Bears. Case with a 6-game winning streak on the line. Rob Kuda is out there with Adam Hockman in the backfield. 3 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Spartans having trouble getting set up offensively. 9 on the play clock. The snap goes to Kuda. Rolls to his right, throws it out to Erb, makes the catch at the 15-yard line, just outside the numbers. He's hauled down there. Defensive coverage by Nate Lois, the sophomore. And it's a pickup of 4 for Erb, who hauled in 9 passes last week.
You know, I was just going to say, he's had some success against Washington and Jefferson. 9 catches, 147 yards, and 2 touchdowns in their last meeting against the Bears.
Kuda calls out the signals. 6 yards in the shotgun formation. Gage Blair at center will snap it back. They will hand it up the middle. That is Adam Hockman diving ahead close to the 19-yard line. Pickup of close to 3. It'll be 3rd down for the Spartans now. 12 minutes to go first quarter. No score. WashU got a first down, but then they were forced to punt on their first possession. A very cloudy and overcast day today here in Cleveland, Ohio. 51 degrees at game time. Rob Kuda, the sophomore out of Barrett, Illinois, takes the snap. He'll throw it. Middle of the field. Caught. Out to the 30-yard line. Good for a first down for the Spartans. That one was hauled in by Brendan Lynch.
I think we're expecting a big day from Brendan Lynch. The slot receiver position was utilized by Kuda and company many times last week.
Quick snap. They hand it up the middle. That's Hockman again. Gets across the 35-yard line. The senior getting his second carry of the day. 2nd down and 7 for the Spartans. The catch by Lynch, his 34th of the year. 2nd and 7. Case operating in their own territory. Ball on the left hash. 35-yard line. Kuda barks out the signals, takes the snap, drops back to throw it. Guns a high spiral, middle of the field, in and out of the hands of the defensive back. That was Quincy Marting, their top defensive player, 5'10", 185, a senior out of Kailua, Hawaii. And he cannot figure out, Eddie, why he did not hold on to that football.
Yeah, they dropped some guys back in coverage. They showed blitz, but this is a team defensively that loves to disguise their coverage against a young quarterback.
3rd and 7. Spartans with their first possession, no score. Back to throw Kuda, looking downfield, guns it again, incomplete. He was looking for Erb. Albers also in the neighborhood, but it flies through between them, incomplete. 4th and 7, and the Spartans will send out the special teams player of the week, Jacob Burke, who did a phenomenal job last week, Eddie, in very tough elements, plus handled a bad snap and ran for a first down, which was key.
Yeah, he handled a couple bad snaps last week and just a really memorable game for the Spartans punter from a week ago. He really had a say in the outcome of the game last week.
Well, a low snap here. Flags come out. Burke gets the kick away, and boy, he booms that one all the way back to the 15-yard line. Taken by Hank Childs. Up the hash mark. He is upended at about the 27-yard line. Coming in to make a big hit was Nate Knockhazel. But penalty markers are down. Well, the wind was at his back, Eddie, but that was still a phenomenal punt by Burke.
Yeah, he just seems to improve on a week-to-week basis, and you can never underestimate the importance of having a good punter, especially in a battle of field position.
Illegal procedure against the Spartans. They'll add it on to the end of the run on the return by Childs. 1st and 10, WashU, 10:36 to go here in the first quarter of play. No score. Spartans all time against WashU, 9-20.
And they're just hoping that history doesn't repeat itself here today, because they've had some success in Cleveland as well.
Yeah, 5 and 11, and again, Nick Kwan, this time jumping the route in front of Childs on the first down play and knocking that pass down. Kwan had the big INT to seal the victory last week, and he almost picked up another one right there. Tomlin will hand it to Ratterman. Ratterman hits the pile, bouncing to the outside on the right, gets close to the 35-yard line. Hard-earned pickup of 3. It'll be 3rd down and 7 coming up.
Yeah, this Bears running game really doesn't get too creative in which the ways it attacks the defense. They really like to go in between the tackles, so the Spartans going to have to be physical and win that battle up front.
Passing down here, Tomlin fires, tipped, picked off. Calhoun with the interception for the Spartans, coming back the other way, gets across the 30, down close to the 20, and the Spartans have it on the turnover. They've come close a couple of times already today. That time the ball was tipped. It goes right into the hands of Cody Calhoun.
He was in the right spot at the right time, and you'll just love to see the heart and soul of the Spartans defense coming up with a big play, because you know that he's going to have a lot of fun with it and react in a very positive way. Watch this pass right here. He's just in the right spot at the right time, and he's able to do something after he intercepts the football and get the Spartans even more yardage.
Eddy Kwan tipped that ball. He got a hand on it first, and it deflected right to Cody Calhoun. His 2nd interception of the season. Kuda will flip it out to Hockman across the 30 to the 25 to the 20 down to the 16-yard line. He's stacked up right there, and the Spartans pick up 10 yards. There is a flag on the play. 9:46 to go in the first quarter. Spartans have it after the turnover, and a nice run by Hockman on the pitch. But we'll see if that one's coming back. I think it is.
Yeah, it's going to be a penalty against the Spartans. But you do love to see a guy like Hockman, who we're so accustomed to watching him go in between the tackles, to go to the outside and do something he's not normally accustomed to doing. It's going to throw a curveball to the defense and really make them think later on in the game.
Holding penalty. They mark the football all the way back to the 38-yard line. 1st and 20. Kuda throws it. Screen pass to Erb. He's wrapped up immediately. Nick Doctors, one of the best possible names you could have in college football. Nick Doctors, the sophomore defensive back, comes up to make the stop.
Yeah, they saw this one coming all the way, and there's just too many defensive backs on that side of the field. I mean, you can have as many blockers as you want, but if you have the same amount of defensive players on that side of the field, you're not going to be able to have a successful play that time.
2nd down and 20 from the Wash U 38-yard line. No score here at DeSanto Field. Kuda back to throw it. Pressure coming. Runs for it. Now gets it to Albers at the 20 to the 15. Pushed out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Pickup of 25.
Boy, Kuda got this ball away at just the right time. He's about to go down. Has just enough room to get a clean release and finds a receiver with plenty of room to work with. And you love a play like that, especially in a pressure situation.
15th catch of the year for Albers. And Eddy, he was wide open. No one around him. It was Doctors that finally ran him out of bounds. 3 receivers on the left. 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. No score. 8:28 to go here in the first quarter. Hockman in the backfield to the left of Rob Kuda. Takes the snap, gives it to Adam. Hits the pile, driving over the right tackle, and gets to the 9-yard line. 2nd down coming up. Spartans can get a 1st down at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, power runners do come in handy in red zone situations, and with the substitutions the Bears are making, they're getting a couple extra big men in there, some down linemen, to try to combat the power running of Adam Hockman.
Wash U has won the last 3 meetings against Case Western Reserve. 2nd down and 8 from the 9. Spartans trying to strike first. Kuda looking over to the sideline. New play sent in from Greg Debelak. 7 on the play clock. Kuda takes the snap in the shotgun, looks left, high arcing pass, looking for Erb, back corner of the end zone, and it's incomplete.
Well, Kuda knew exactly where he wanted to go with this football, but Erb just not able to make the proper adjustment to this football. But you still love the placement of the pass from Kuda. He just does such a good job at keeping the ball out of harm's way and putting it in a spot where only his guy can make a play.
Luke Duffy on the defensive coverage did not allow any separation from Erb. Kuda on 3rd and 8. Hockman offset to the right. Kuda changing the play. 4 receiver set. Albers in a slot on the right. Kuda flips it to Hockman. 10 to the 5. He's in. Touchdown Spartans. 9-yard touchdown run for Adam Hockman, the senior. Picks up his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season, his 14th career TD, and the Spartans take a 6-0 lead.
And the Bears took the bait. They saw a Kuda run coming, but then the flip at the last minute was able to get Hockman into the end zone.
Tasker will hold it for Carniol. Demery snaps it back. Here is the kick. It is up, and it is good. 7:32 to go here in the first quarter. Your score, Case Western Reserve 7, Washington University nothing. Back with more first quarter action. First this time out on the Spartans Broadcasting Network. Seven to nothing, the Spartans lead it on a 9-yard touchdown run by Adam Hockman on the option flip from Rob Kuda. Very impressive drive, Eddy Jansen, for the Spartans, despite Brian Erb being covered very well by the secondary of Wash U.
Yeah, they really know that the guy that they have to cover is going to be Brian Erb because of the success he's had this year. But, you know, Rob Kuda and company, they've been able to find a way to score some points.
Wash U on the return, out from the 10, gets across the 25, out near the 30-yard line. Penalty marker comes down, might have a block in the back coming up. We'll see how they sort out the penalties. Spartans are pointing toward the Wash U side of the field. Might be a holding penalty against the Bears. Our referee today is Stephen Hall. He makes the call to the fans here at DeSanto Field. Spartans a 5-play, 28-yard drive started by the interception by Cody Calhoun.
Yeah, Cody Calhoun just such a big piece to this Spartans puzzle defensively as the emotional leader of that team. And, you know, it was a thrill to get to talk to him earlier in the week about, you know, coming off an emotional win. And we'll talk more about that as the game goes on.
Yeah, some very interesting comments from Cody. Tomlin fakes the handoff, slings it out to the far side. Pass is complete out there to Max Elliott, the senior tight end. He is tackled at the 18-yard line. 2nd down and a long 7 coming up. Starting this drive at the 15 after the holding penalty was marked off. Ratterman bounces to the left along the hash mark, and he is grabbed and forced down at the 20-yard line. He picks up 2, and a 3rd and 5 coming up.
It's an excellent play call by the Spartans defensive coordinator, Warren Miller. He puts 8 guys in the box, and he saw the run coming all the way for a gain of only 2 lonely yards.
3rd and 5. They bring in an extra defensive back now. Tomlin in the pocket, fires it, pass caught at the 38-yard line. Now dancing in the middle of the field and finally tackled from behind. That one hauled in by Kevin Hammerland, the junior wide receiver. Hammerland with some great numbers on the season. That's his 42nd, make it 43rd catch of the year, 2nd today, and that's good for a 1st down.
And some excellent instincts, too. Watch him after the play. Impressive moves.
Ratterman gets the handoff on 1st down. He's in trouble, spins away from the first wave of tacklers, and he's finally brought down. Andrew Benathi got in there and wrestled him to the ground after he reversed direction, but it all adds up to a 3-yard loss. Andrew Benathi, a nice defensive play. His 3rd tackle for a loss this season. rolling out. They get it to the tight end again across midfield. Max Elliott again the target from Tomlin, and he gets tripped up just short of the first down marker. It's going to be 3rd and 1. They're into Case territory now after that completion to Max Elliott. From the 47-yard line, Ratterman gets him the first down and more. Straight up the middle, gets across the Case Western Reserve 40 and rumbles down to the 37-yard line. Make it the 36.
Going to be hard to key in on one specific back because Ratterman coming into today 69 carries and Smeested had 70 carries, so it's about 50-50 between those two guys.
And Smeested is checked in now in the backfield for the first time. They'll go outside now. Pass caught out there by Marcus Ramspot, his second reception of the day, and he gets forced out of bounds near the 34-yard line. So a long pass there to the wide side of the field, but it nets only 2 yards. 2nd down and 7. Now they'll run it up the middle to Smeested, and he is tackled near the 30-yard line. Austin Smeested, as Eddy alluded to, teaming with Ratterman for a very nice combo back in the backfield. Pass from Tomlin is batted down by the Spartans. Looked like Big Dayton Snyder got in there and knocked it down.
Yeah, Snyder making his presence felt. I mean, he's the big man that you're always going to have to account for, you know, whether it be a double team or bringing a couple extra blockers in there, and he throws his big old paws up there and swats down that pass. That really sends a message to the offensive line.
4th and 5. That defensive play by Snyder forces 4th down. They're going to go for it. Deep enough in Case territory here. 4th and 5 from the 31-yard line. Tomlin guns it middle of the field. Pass caught by Elliott again, and it looks to be good enough for the first down.
And this is a Bears team that loves to utilize the tight end. How about the season Max Elliott has had? Over just about 300 yards receiving coming into today's game.
1st and 10, so they convert on 4th down. And again, the Spartans trying to jump the route. That was Quan stepping in front of Hank Childs to knock that pass away. And there was some thought momentarily that it was a backwards pass. But they say, no, that was just an incompletion. 2nd down and 10. They're in the hurry up. Tomlin to throw it. Plenty of time back there. Now the pressure coming. He runs for it to the 25, to the 20, and pushed out of bounds. So he picks up 5 on the play.
J.J. Tomlin, just like Rob Kuda, is one of those quarterbacks that has the ability to turn something out of nothing.
We'll give you some numbers on Tomlin. He is in the midst of a very prolific career, and he's just a junior. 3rd and 4. Football at the 19-yard line. Tomlin to throw it. Goes for the end zone. Pass is intercepted by the Spartans in the end zone. Adrian Cannon, the cornerback, leaps up and picks that one off, and the Spartans will take over.
Well, he just wins the one-on-one matchup with his assignment, a big man, and Kevin Hammerlin right there one-on-one, and the Bears just loving to utilize the sidelines right here. So that throw, that's the 2nd time that a throw near the sideline has been intercepted by the Spartans.
Adrian Cannon, his first pick of the season, the 5'10 sophomore. I thought Cannon intercepted that one in the end zone, but they marked the ball at the 2-yard line. That's where the Spartans are going to take over. So 98 yards from the end zone. They'll hand it up the middle. I believe that was Canganelli's first carry of the day, and he is hit and dropped. Little or no gain there. Coming in to make the stop was Matt Goad, the senior linebacker.
Yeah, Canganelli's a guy that matches up with this defense well, just a bruiser in between the tackles, averaging 6 yards a carry in this last matchup, so they're going to go to him again early and often.
Case leading at 7-0, 3:40, make it 3:30 to go here in the first quarter. Kuda standing in his own end zone. Bears show blitz. Kuda throws it. Middle of the field intended for Albers, and it's incomplete. Knocked away by Steven Sarby, the safety who comes up to make the stop.
Well, Albers is going to get a lot of attention in that slot receiver position. That was really Rob Kuda's hot spot, that little slot position receiver last week, so he's going to be going there.
3rd and 9 from their own 3-yard line. The Spartans operating deep in their own territory, but leading here early at DeSanto Field. Kuda will run it. Gets to the 5. Now to the 10. He's tripped up near the 12-yard line. We'll see exactly where they mark it, Nick. It's going to be very close, and it is a first down.
Well, sometimes the pocket collapses, and then other times the pocket collapses in your favor. And Rob Kuda, realizing this, saw the open space and takes off and runs.
Boy, that's a huge conversion there, giving the Spartans some room to work with, plus an extra set of plays. 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Football spotted on the right hash. Snap back to Kuda in the shotgun. Lofts a high pass to Lynch on the far side of the field. Caught at the 32-yard line and then ran out of bounds at the 35.
You love the chemistry between Kuda and Lynch. This is a possession receiver type player in Lynch, so he's going to catch a lot of passes over the course of the game.
Kuda flicks it out to Lynch on a little screen pass. Gets to the 40-yard line. He is hit and gang tackled there. First one getting to him was Josiah Sithumiang, the defensive end, who comes up to make the stop and wrap up Brendan Lynch.
And you love the fact that Lynch uses his hands to try to shake off defenders right there. He's clearly not satisfied with the yards that he gets right before the catch. He wants to try to take off and run with the ball and rack up as many yards as he possibly can.
Lynch, the knee injury last year, now a junior, and putting together a fantastic season. 33 receptions coming into today's game. Kuda goes middle of the field. Albers there, makes the catch amidst double coverage, and he is tackled near the 31-yard line.
And another tight window by Kuda, but this one works. He went to the poker table and rolled the dice right there, but he rolled a perfect 7 and another big first down moving into Bears territory.
29-yard strike, second big catch by Albers today. They're into Wash U territory. 1:43 to go, first quarter, 7-0 Spartans. Case on a 6-game winning streak. They'll fling it out, pass is caught in the flat outside the numbers. Spartans tap Tasker there to haul that one in. Tasker makes the catch, not a whole lot of room to run. Looks like they'll give him 2, maybe 3 on the forward progress. Lost the ball at the end, but he was down before he lost the ball. Tasker stays in as a slot receiver on the right. 4-receiver set. Canganelli is in. Second down along 6 from the Wash U 27-yard line. Kuda wants to run it. Has some blocking from Canganelli to the 20 and pays the price as he is wiped out at about the 16, make it the 17-yard line. And Eddy Canganelli right there, if we see it again, really sprung him free.
Yeah, Canganelli sprung him free, and also a great block before the run started by Tap Tasker as well. You love to have a big, strong, physical receiver that can completely negate a defensive back.
Gage Blair running along there, running interference as well. 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. Half a minute to go here in the first quarter. Kuda with some time to throw. Rolls to his right. Little short pass is knocked down and almost intercepted. Billy Cramsey, the junior linebacker, had that one end up right in his numbers, but it fell to the turf incomplete.
Well, Kuda put the soft touch on this pass, and just too many white jerseys in the area for Kuda to be able to make the completion right there. But you love the touch that Kuda has. If he needs to put more zip on the ball, he does. If he needs to take a little bit off of the football, he does. He just really has a feel for how to throw a football in the right situation.
Precariously close there to interception number 1 on the season for Kuda. Canganelli gets the handoff from Rob Kuda. Powers his way forward. Gets down close to the 11-yard line. He got 6 yards with a couple of bears on his back. It'll be 3rd down for the Spartans now. 4 to go, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter. Ticking down to 5, and the Spartans will elect to change sides, and they'll continue this drive at the start of quarter number 2. We've played 15 minutes today here at DeSanto Field. Your score, Case Western Reserve 7 and Washington University nothing. More to come when we continue in just a moment on the Spartans Broadcasting Network. Case Western Reserve leading it by a score of 7-0. David Wilson along with Eddy Jansen, our in-booth assistant Greg Wilson on stat delivery today. We'll take a look at those first quarter numbers as we get a chance. Spartans trying to extend the lead early. Kuda takes the snap in the shotgun, wings it out, pass is caught by Hockman inside the 10 and tackled near the 5-yard line. The Spartans go to the air to the fullback Adam Hockman, who was a very good receiver in his own right. It'll be 1st and goal for the Spartans. After that pickup, 1st and goal from the 6. Jacob Burke has come in for the Spartans. And so it'll be a full house backfield with Hockman, Burke, and Canganelli. From the 6, Spartans moving right to left. They lead it 7-0. Kuda takes the snap, goes to Canganelli, picking his way forward, gets inside the 5, but he's tripped up. And the Spartans will look at a 2nd and goal.
And Dave, you love the fact that the Spartans are trying a lot of different things in the red zone, trying to keep the Bears defense on their heels, getting a fullback to catch a pass, full house backfield. They're trying a lot of different ways to come away with touchdown number 2.
Herb is on the left, one-on-one coverage over there. DeFrancesco is on the right. Again, a full house backfield. 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. The Spartans will take a timeout. So Greg Debelak taking no chances here. They spend a timeout. Just a little over a minute to go, gone by so far in the 2nd quarter. Eddy, let's take a look at some of those first quarter numbers.
Yeah, I guess certainly got to be impressed with the continued success of Rob Kuda being a big part of that touchdown drive. 8 of 13 for 103 yards. And, you know, the Spartans offensive line has done an excellent job of protecting him as well. And, you know, you talk with Coach Debelak during the week, and that's really the key. You have to make Rob Kuda comfortable, and the offensive line doing a good job. On the flip side of that, J.J. Tomlin, a few more passes, 8 of 16 for 69 yards. He's been sacked once and intercepted twice. So the Spartans defense definitely off to a great start with those 2 interceptions, especially one of them coming from one of their defensive leaders in Cody Calhoun.
Calhoun and Cannon with the INTs. Spartans turned one of those turnovers into 7 points. 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. Kuda back in. The shotgun. Takes the snap. Rolls out to his left. Fires it. Back of the end zone. Diving catch by Herb. Touchdown Spartans.
Well, that's the go-to guy in the red zone situation and in any situation. And Kuda going the opposite way. Going to his left, but finds a wide open man in the back end of the end zone. You love the way that Rob Kuda utilizes the whole field. Sometimes the field shrinks when you get into an end goal situation, but not for Kuda. It's still a wide open field.
24th touchdown pass of the season for Kuda. Carniol in to try the extra point. The snap and hold are good, and so is the kick. 13:48 to go here in the 2nd quarter. The Spartans extend the lead. It's now 14-0 over Washington University. Stay tuned. More to come from DeSanto Field after this timeout on the Spartans Broadcasting Network. Spartans back to kick off. Juan Kuhn Park, the senior, will kick this one away. 13:48 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Spartans up 14-0. Short kick taken at the 18-yard line, brought back up the middle of the field. Matthew Goldberg, the freshman, running it back for Wash U. Bears are 5-2, 4-2 in the Southern Athletic Conference, coming off a 70-point effort in their last timeout, which was last Saturday against Millsaps College. 1st and 10 That return brought out to the 37.5-yard line. J.J. Tomlin comes back out, the talented junior quarterback. Handed off to Smeestead, bounces to the outside and has running room, first down yardage and more. He gets out to midfield. That's a 14-yard run, but a penalty marker is down.
Solid run on first down by Smeestead, and he's really more of the speed back. He's the dash, whereas Ratterman is the slash, and it's a nice combination, but the good run by the Bears is going to get wiped out by a first down penalty.
They're going to mark it back to the 32-yard line. Quickly back into the action. They swing it out to Childs. He's in trouble, gets away from the first contact and dives out close to the 34-yard line. So a lot of action there for a 2-yard pickup as Childs makes the catch. Childs with his third catch of the day, 2nd and 14. Still trying to overcome that holding penalty. Quick out, goes to the far side, and they connect out there with Marcus Ramspot, but he is quickly caught as Nick Kwan makes the stop.
How do you like that play by Nick Kwan? I mean, it's a very good block by the Bears receiver out there, but he's able to make a tackle all by his lonesome, even by being defended by a wide receiver.
Yeah, he was able to get out of the block. Middle of the field, pass is caught. Again, the big tight end, Max Elliott, makes the grab and ended up juggling it, but cradled it. And it's a first down all the way across midfield to the 38-yard line. Now they try to quick snap the Spartans, and they do, and they go to Elliott again, but he misses this one as it's thrown a little bit behind him. Boy, they got to the line very quickly, Eddie, and got a pass off to Elliott, but just a little off target.
Well, these two teams so identical to each other offensively with that hurry-up offense, and the Bears are really no different than the Spartans.
2nd and 10 from the 37-yard line. Tomlin wings it out to the far side, that time looking for another tight end, Mitch McMahon. So they let Elliott come to the sideline to get some oxygen. And that went off the mark, so it's 3rd and 10. And a crucial play coming up here for Tomlin and the Bears, with the Spartans leading at 14-0. 12:20 to go here before halftime. Tomlin back to throw. 5-step drop, throws out wide, passes incomplete, and a penalty marker comes down. Intended target was Marcus Ramspot again. Looks like we're going to have a holding penalty coming up. Looks like it will go against the Spartans. It is against the Spartans. And so they will walk this one off, and it'll be good for a first down. So a tough penalty there for the Spartans. Not a favorable time for that holding call, and it gives a first down to the Bears. Marks it ahead to the 27-yard line. Bears operating in Spartans territory. Tomlin takes the snap, guns it far side, and it's just long. Intended out there for Kevin Hammerland. Incomplete, 2nd down.
Well, another throw off of Tomlin's back foot, and really, when he is not throwing in an upright position, his accuracy dips down quite a bit.
He does like to get rid of it quickly, but you're right. A little off target there. They go out to Ramspot, makes the catch on a little wide receiver screen, tackled right on top of the 30-yard line. So that one's going to go the wrong way, and they lose 3. And again, looking at 3rd down and about 13 yards to go. They set up in the shotgun, 4 receivers set, 3 stacked on the left. Smeestead is in the backfield. Tomlin back to throw, fires it middle of the field for Childs. It's incomplete. Cannon there defensively, and that makes it 4th and 12.
Well, I think Tomlin wants this throw back, because this is a first down that they probably could have had, but fortunately for Case, the ball falls harmlessly to the ground, and now we'll see what they do here on 4th and 12.
4th and 12, 11:45 to go, and it looks like they're going to send in Alex Hallwachs for a field goal attempt. This one will be spotted at the 36-yard line, so it's a 46-yard attempt by the Chagrin Falls product. The kick is on the way. It is up, and it is good. Hallwachs' 9th field goal of the season. He gets Wash U on the board, and it's 14-3. Case Western Reserve here with 11:40 to go in the second quarter. And so the local product comes in and showcases his talents. His long on the season, Eddie, is 53. This one was a piece of cake.
Yeah, he's really got a golden right leg right there, and and deadly accurate, and with the wind helping him out right there. I mean, there's really not a field goal within a reasonable amount of range that he's not going to be able to drill right there. But, fortunately for Case, they hold on to a 2-score lead. They get the football back, and really they are in a very familiar spot with where they've been all year, which is in the driver's seat. And that's really why they've been such a good, first quarter and first half team, is because they score on you early, and then when you're only able to put 3 points up on the board, you still got a long ways to go.
Hockman and Erb touchdowns for Case Western Reserve. Hallwachs a 46-yard field goal for the Bears. 11:40 to go here in the first half from DeSanto Field. The lights are on. It's very overcast here today. Short kick is going to go out of bounds. And so the penalty markers fly. Place kicker Alex Hallwachs nails the field goal, but then a very short kick drifts out of bounds. And the Spartans will take over at the 35-yard line. 14-3. Spartans in control of this one. Rob Kuda brings the offense back out. 4 receivers set to start. Erb is on the left. Dylan Petrie on him, one-on-one coverage. The snap goes back to Kuda. He wants to run it. Now straight up the middle, running room to the 45, midfield, still on his feet. 45 to the 40, grabbed at the 35-yard line and brought down. Luke Duffy finally stops him from taking it to the house.
Boy, Kuda just so elusive. Greg Debelak loves that about him. He's got the speed and athleticism of a wide receiver.
They'll hand it up the middle to Hockman, and he's tough to bring down. Gets close to the 33-yard line. A 29-yard pickup for Kuda on that initial run. Now a 1-yard plunge by Hockman. 2nd down and 9. 11 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Spartans leading at 14-3. Kuda deep in the shotgun. Extends his arms out for the snap from Gage Blair. Here it comes. Kuda to throw it. Pressure coming. Lofts a high pass down near the 10-yard line. It is caught and then dropped by Brendan Lynch. Well, a little bit overthrown. Lynch diving out, running toward the end zone. Got a hand on it. Actually a little underthrown. And he came back to get it and couldn't hang on to it as he hit the turf.
Well, that's going to have to set up a 3rd and 9, and this is a situation where the Spartans have really still have had a lot of success in, but in terms of the playbook, they still call just about whatever play they want to, depending on the 3rd down situation.
Well, they're 4 of 5 today, Eddie, on 3rd down. And a timeout's going to be taken. Greg Debelak will use his 2nd timeout of the day. Well, it gives us a chance to catch our breath. What a frantic pace in this game.
Yeah, I tell you what, just a lot of plays is what you're going to amass when you have 2 teams that, run that no-huddle offense. And, the clock continues to move, but these guys just continue to sprint down the field. And it requires really a great deal of discipline, athleticism, and knowledge of the playbook in order to run such a quick-paced offense that has been so effective over the course of the year.
14-3, the Spartans leading it. 10:40 to go. It's great to have you with us for our broadcast coverage of Spartans football. We welcome all of you Wash U fans tuning in today. Parents, students, fans of the Bears. Kuda and company back out. 3rd and 9 from the 33-yard line of the Bears. Spartans moving right to left here in the second quarter. Moving into the wind here on this blustery day in Cleveland, Ohio. 51 degrees at game time. Kuda changes up the play. Here's the pitch. It goes to Hockman, drops the football. It's loose. Who wants it? Bouncing outside the numbers, and it's going to be picked up by the Bears and run back. Spartans able to finally get a hand on Quincy Marting, who scooped up that loose ball. This was the greased pig syndrome, Eddie, as it bounced all the way over to the far side of the field, and finally it was Martins who came up with it, and Hockman able to grab him by the shirt sleeve and bring him down.
Yeah, just a little bit of trouble on the pitch right there. And in terms of those types of turnovers, the Spartans have really been able to avoid those for the most part. But this is just a little hiccup by the Spartans' run game, and they'll have to come up with a strong defensive stand.
Tomlin hands it to Ratterman, and he is wiped out trying to run to the right at the 40-yard line. It's a loss of 3. Eddie, this is game number 8. That is the Spartans' 5th turnover of the season.
Yeah, unbelievable. It had really been a season to remember.
Ratterman again. Bounces to the outside. 40 to the 44. And ridden out of bounds by Aaron Weisberg and Adrian Cannon. Clock stops with 10:03 to go in the second quarter. 3rd down and 9. On a pickup of 4. They'll snap it back to Tomlin. Looking to the left. He is going to be hit, knocked down, lost the football. I think the Bears got it back. Ben Lake covers it, one of their offensive linemen. Ball popped loose from Tomlin. Did not see, Eddie, who made that initial hit, but that's going to force a 4th and 18.
Yeah, the Bears were lucky that they had their biggest, strongest, and heaviest offensive guard right there, and Ben Lake, all 6'4", 270 pounds of him, just falling on the football to prevent a turnover of their own. But you love the pressure that the Spartans' defensive front brings.
Here comes the punt by Alex Stanky, and he hits a high spiral, drifting all the way back to the 24-yard line. Justin Fan makes the fair catch. Hopefully we can see that again if we get a chance. Our producer Mike Becker might be able to show us that replay again. Spartans got some great coverage there. So we get a look at the punt here. But on the previous play, Spartans got some great pressure, Eddie, on Tomlin. And he just was not ready for that hit, and it jarred the ball loose.
Yeah, and Tomlin, for the most part, stayed on his feet, but the ball popped out right away. And that was really an opportunity for Case to capitalize.
1st and 10. Ball on the 24-yard line. Spartans in their own territory, leading at 14-3. 9:05 to go, second quarter. Kuda goes up top, pass intercepted. There's the first one of the year. Dylan Petrie picks it off, and he is tackled back near the 36-yard line. And Wash U gets the turnover. Their second turnover forced today. Spartans give it up. And the Bears will have an opportunity here to convert that into some points. They'll take over in Case territory.
Well, and Dave, the second turnover in as many plays for the Spartans. But really, when you put things into perspective, I mean, week 8 for the first interception for Rob Kuda, I mean, that was just absolutely an amazing run, but just not the right throw and not the right time. Too much traffic right there, and just an easy interception for the Bears.
1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Tomlin wings it out. Pass is caught out there by Ramspot. He's tackled at the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 5. They will hurry to the line. Tomlin today with a chance to set the Wash U single-season passing record. He needs 215 yards today, and I think he'll have no trouble getting it. 2nd down and 5. Trying to move some guys around. Man in motion goes to the far side. Now he's back to throw. Tomlin deep downfield. Boy, he's got an arm, and a man is open. That was the guy he was trying to get into position, Kevin Hammerland. And Hammerland goes downfield, makes the catch, and he's out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
Great job of concentration by Kevin Hammerland right there. I mean, not only 1 foot, but both feet in bounds. That's an NFL-type catch right there.
Tomlin, sidearm pass, caught by Childs, down to the 3-yard line, spinning, and he's knocked down at about the 2 It'll be second down and goal for the Bears, trying to take advantage of the interception. Hank Childs gets them on the doorstep now. Second and goal. Back to throw it. Little touch pass into the end zone, and a flag is coming out. Sandage was there on the defensive coverage against big tight end Max Elliott. And we'll see who the flag is against. Sandage arguing his case. He was going for the football, Eddie.
I think he's got a point right there. I think that the receiver, the Bears, he's going for Sandage right there. Yeah, Greg Debelak and company not happy about this one, and rightfully so.
Well, it's a holding penalty. It was not a pass interference call, but a hold. And so they'll move that up half the distance. It's now on the 2-yard line, first and goal from the 2. Tomlin again wants to throw it, and he'll wing it into traffic, and it's knocked away. Nick Kwan got a hand on it. Well, you have to wonder, Eddie, as accomplished as they are in the passing game, you get to the 2-yard line with a first down situation, you would expect them maybe to give it a try to run it in.
Yeah, and with 2 great backs. I mean, we've seen a lot of consecutive pass plays, and I think we got another one coming.
Here it goes to the near side, and it's caught. Is he in? It is a touchdown. Childs got a foot down, and 6 on the board for the Bears.
Well, we're going to get another look at it right here, and I think that's the right call. I think that left foot right there somehow, some way is able to stay inside of the white lines right here. And we're going to get a second look at it. Going to be from the same angle, but what a catch. And yep, that's the right call. I mean, that left foot right there is in for the first Bears touchdown of the afternoon.
Good job by the back judge, Timothy Barker, right on top of that call. And it's 14-9. Here comes the PAT. It is up and it is good by Hallwalks. And the Bears take advantage after the INT. They put 7 on the board, and we have ourselves a football game. 7:42 to go, second quarter. Case Western Reserve 14, Washington University 10. Back with more second quarter action after this timeout on the Spartans Broadcasting Network. Hank Childs with his 4th touchdown catch of the season for the Washington University Bears. 14-10. They've responded with 10 unanswered points. And the Spartans about to get the ball back. 7:42 to go before halftime. Hallwalks, end over end kick, drifting back to the 6-yard line. Brought back by Calhoun to the 20, to the 25. Hit and spun to the turf at about the 26-yard line. 16-yard return for Cody Calhoun. Spartans have picked off a couple of passes today. They have also fumbled and thrown an interception. Get a look at the return here, Eddie, as the Spartans offense jogs back out onto the field. So turnovers have played a big part in this game.
Yeah, and really turnovers for the most part have not played a big role in games throughout the course of the year, but we get a little bit of a different look, and we have to see how the Spartans react.
1st and 10 from the 26-yard line for the Spartans, clad in their home gray uniforms today. 7:36 to go before halftime. Canganelli straight ahead running, gets across the 30, his best run of the afternoon. The sophomore out of Mayfield picks up close to 7, 2nd down and 3.
Love to see a good run by Canganelli on 1st down, making 2nd and 3rd down much easier.
Shotgun snap goes to Canganelli again, looking for the 1st down. He's short. He's tackled at the 35. He needed 3. He got 2. 3rd down and 1 for the Spartans. Could be Adam Hockman territory coming in. But Canganelli's going to stay in the backfield, and the Spartans go to the line quickly in the hurry-up. 3rd and 1. They'll ask Canganelli to get it for them. He's got it. Dives ahead with a man hanging on to him for dear life. That was Matt Goad, but Canganelli gets them the yardage they need. First down run. 14-10. Spartans leading it by 4. 6:45 to go. Trying to snap a 3-game losing streak against the Bears. Kuda takes the snap. Wants to run it. Now he's in trouble. Slips down and gets landed on by one of the defenders. That was Danny Nowak, who ended up pouncing on him as Kuda looked to lose his footing as he got back to the line of scrimmage. He loses 2.
Well, he wanted to throw that football, but he made the right read because the coverage was there, but he just gets knocked down by a defender behind the line.
Second down and 12. Football resting at the 35-yard line of the Spartans, moving right to left into the wind. Kuda back to throw it. Here comes the pressure. He's in trouble from Goad. Gets rid of the football, and it is incomplete. Right along the sideline looking for Albers. Matt Goad came with a head of steam, ready to wipe out Kuda. He got away from him and was able to get the pass away to avoid the sack. So a 3rd and 12 for Case Western Reserve. Spartans 4 of 6 today on 3rd down. They lead at 14-10. Rob Kuda, the sophomore out of Barrett, Illinois, takes the snap. Short drop, goes up top for Erb. It's knocked away, incomplete. Dylan Petrie, who had the interception last time, he's able to knock it away for Wash U, and the Spartans will be forced to punt.
Textbook play for a defensive back. Dylan Petrie gets all 5 fingers on this ball and just doesn't do anything fancy with it, just knocks it to the ground and forces a Spartans punt into the wind.
Jacob Burke will come out to punt it away. Kicked a 50-yard punt earlier in the game. Football at the 35. The snap goes back to Burke. He gets the kick away. High spiral, drifts all the way back to the 26-yard line. Caught out there by Childs. And he gets the return back out close to the 34-yard line. That's a 49-yard kick. You're looking at about a 7-yard return, Eddie, and Burke just continues to impress back there as the punter.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he has had a really big impact on these games in the last couple of weeks. And, you know, when the scoring simmers down a little bit like it has in the last couple of drives, just such a great thing to have a golden left leg and a guy that can boot it 50-plus yards.
1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Tomlin will sidearm it out. Caught in the flat, outside the numbers. Flag comes out. Matt McCarrons, the senior wide receiver, makes his first catch of the day and is rumbled out of bounds. But I believe this one's coming back. It's going to be against the Bears. Was that a holding penalty, Eddie? I did not see the officials signal.
It was. Number 87, Marcus Ramspot, with a little hold in the flat. Just, you know, too big of a play to give up too much room.
They mark it back to the 31-yard line. Tomlin hands it to Ratterman. Running over the left guard, gets back to the 35-yard line, a little farther than that, out close to the 37-yard line. Good run by Ratterman. Got some of the penalty yardage back. They're looking now at a 2nd and a long 6. 5 minutes to go, 2nd quarter. Football is at the 38-yard line. Bears moving left to right. They'll go to the tight end. Elliott makes the catch out to the 45-yard line. That's good for a first down.
You can clearly see why they love Max Elliott. 6'6", 250. He runs like a wide receiver, and he's got a brilliant pair of hands. He's going to be a guy that's going to do some damage.
Tomlin gives it to Ratterman. Tries to break to the outside, and he's tripped up after a pickup of 2. 2nd down coming up. Elliott today, 5 catches, and he's over the 50-yard mark. Tomlin slings it out. It's caught by Smeested coming out of the backfield. Flag down back near the area where Tomlin threw it. Long completion to Smeested. Personal foul coming up against Case Western Reserve. That'll probably be tacked on to the end of the play. Smeested was knocked out of bounds at the 31-yard line. So that in and of itself was a 22-yard pickup. And they'll mark it all the way down to the 16.
The Bears have their cake and eat it too. A nice pass to the outside right there, and then the roughing the passer penalty adds on more yards.
Ratterman, some good blocking, gets inside the 15. Tackled near the 14-yard line, pickup of 2. Second down and 8, and the Bears really starting to right the ship, Eddie, after a tough start.
Yeah, the momentum clearly working in their favor right now with an opportunity to pull within 1 or take the lead.
14-10. This is Smeested, again bouncing over the right side this time. Spartans there to stop him. Nate Knockhazel was there for Case Western Reserve. Jordan Esteban came in there to help out. 3rd down and 7 now. Crucial play in the drive for the Bears. Football is at the Case Western Reserve 13-yard line. 3:28 to go, second quarter. Tomlin takes the snap, drops back, throws toward the end zone. Pass is caught. That is going to be incomplete. First time today that they have targeted Harding Fears III, the sophomore tight end. Incomplete. Boy, he was very close to hauling that one in the end zone.
Yeah, when we looked at that replay, I mean, he had it in the end zone, but he just did not hold it all the way through, and that is a big break for the Spartans because now it's going to limit Wash U to try a field goal, so the Spartans, no matter what, are going to hold the lead right here.
This will be a 30-yard attempt for Hallwalks, and it looks like a timeout's going to be taken. That's going to be Case Western Reserve's 3rd and final timeout of the half. So 3:21 to go. And they take the timeout here, Eddie, with the field goal unit about to snap that one. And what do you think the thinking was here for the timeout?
Well, I think that Debelak is just trying to make sure that, Wash U doesn't try to, pull a rabbit out of their hat. They have a lot of different schemes and formations to try to get them a first down. And, you never know where a guy with a throwing ability could be hiding, especially in the holder. So, you just want to regroup, with plenty of time left to go. And another thing, too, Dave, they don't really need to use their timeouts in the 2-minute drill because, they run such a quick-paced offense instead. So why not use them early when you need to?
The holder is David Nees. The snapper is Mark McMillan. Hallwalk says he's ready. It's a 30-yard attempt. Kick is on its way, and it is good. He has nailed 2 of them today. And it's a 1-point game, 14-13. Case Western Reserve leading Washington University. Spartans ball late in the first half. When we come back, first this timeout on the Spartans Broadcasting Network. Fourteen to 13, the Spartans leading it by 1 point over UAA rival Washington University here at DeSanto Field today. Alex Hallwalk's 2 field goals today, a 46 and a 30-yarder. He now has 10 on the season. He's ready to kick this one off, and there it goes. Short kick taken at the 6-yard line by the Spartans. That is Dan Cronin bringing it back, and boy, he is wiped out on a nice special teams tackle by Matt Goad at about the 17-yard line. Spartans will start out deep in their own territory. Cronin thought he might have been a victim of a penalty there.
Yeah, a little bit of extracurricular activity after the play was over. Teams getting a little testy, especially in such a tight point in the game when the score is so close.
3:12 to go. 1st and 10 Spartans. Ball is on the 18-yard line. Kuda wants to run it. That was a design quarterback keep, but The holes fill up very quickly with Bears. And he is tackled back at the 16-yard line. Make it the 17, a loss of 1. Second down and 11 for Case Western Reserve.
And Greg Debelak told me early this week that the percentage of design run versus established run for Kuda is about 60-40, but not enough of a push from the offensive line there on a design play.
Now, there was some movement there by the Spartans on the offensive line. And so a procedure penalty will mark this one off 5 more yards. It'll go back to the 12-yard line now. Second down and 16 with 2:42 to go before the halftime break. 14-13 Spartans. Checking into the game now is Jeffrey Brown Jr. First time we've seen him in the backfield today. Jeffrey Brown, a 5'10", 170-pound sophomore. Second and 16. Kuda back to throw it. Drops back, swings it out to Lynch on a little screen pass, but cannot get any running room. He was brought down by Josiah Sitchu-Manning, and that's going to force a long third down now for the Spartans.
And I think you're going to have to look for Kuda to throw a deep ball right here, because Wash U has been very prepared for the Spartans' bubble screens. They have very talented playmakers at the wide receiver position, but you need to get a throw deep down the field with 16 yards to go.
Albers lines up as a slot receiver on the right. Erb is alone on the left. Kuda goes down middle of the field looking for Albers, just out of his reach. He got a paw on it, little up top, and Albers could not bring it in. Spartans are going to need a big punt here from Jacob Burke.
I'll tell you what, you look at the room that he had to work with right there, and that's probably a throw that Rob Kuda would have loved to have back, because he is connected with Ethan Albers more often than not. But, you know, that's really unfortunate that with under 2 minutes to go, they weren't able to convert that and keep the ball.
Line of scrimmage is the 12. Burke is in his own end zone. Here's the snap back to Burke. It's a low snap, and he gets the kick away. It'll take a favorable bounce for Case and stay inbounds and roll back to the 45-yard line. That's a 43-yard kick with no return, but when you consider the duress he was under, Eddie, it's even more impressive.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he really's got some confidence in that left leg. I mean, just I counted 2, 3, maybe even 4 white uniforms, you know, within several feet of him. He gets the kick off, and, you know, for all of that having happened and for Wash U to start inside of their own territory, that's really almost a miracle when you think about it.
First and 10 from the 45-yard line. 1:34 to go here in the second quarter. Spartans jumped out to a 14-0 lead, but it's now 14-13. They go for Childs on a little go route down the sideline. He got some separation away from Adrian Cannon, but the pass is incomplete.
I think he would have been nailed hard by one of the Spartan safeties had he made the catch. So, you know, it works both ways.
Tomlin back to throw it. Again, goes to the sideline, intercepted by Cannon, his second of the day. He is tackled just inside midfield in Bears territory. Spartans get it back on the turnover. Adrian Cannon, second pick today and the third overall interception by the Spartans.
I'll tell you what, J.J. Tomlin, the one thing he has not done today is look the defenders off. I mean, he's staring right at his target, and just really an easy play. Nothing really that Cannon has to do except be ready for the ball and catch it when it gets there.
Spartans a big break. They start in Bears territory now. At the 49-yard line, Kuda back to throw it. Looking deep downfield. That one is intended for Lynch. He has to go up to get it. He pays the price. He's hit by Nate Lois as the ball sails by.
Yeah, Rob Kuda really got a strong throw off. He steps into the throw, but just a tad behind a Lynch who has already left his feet. So just a tough play to make when your feet aren't planted firmly on the ground. A tough adjustment to make while he's in the air.
1:18 to go here in the first half. Second and 10 from the Bears' 49-yard line. Kuda back to throw. Goes to the sideline. Pass is caught by Albers. He is inbounds at the 37-yard line. That's a pickup of 12, and the Spartans have a first down. No timeouts for the Spartans. 1:13 to go. Clock stops to move the chains. Spartans to the line very quickly. 1st and 10. Now at the 37-yard line of the Bears. Kuda rushed out of the pocket. Goes up top, a high arcing spiral that falls incomplete on the far side of the field. Looking for Brendan Lynch. Defensive coverage provided by Andrew Ralph, the sophomore corner.
Well, they gave him the right area with which to work. You give him the outside and you want to protect the inside of the field to try to make sure he doesn't come back into the field of play. Very well defended one-on-one by the Bears that time.
2nd and 10 from the 37-yard line. 1:07 to go, second quarter. Spartans up by 1, 14-13 in a UAA matchup against the WashU Bears. They show blitz. Kuda goes to Erb. Very short screen pass and gets tackled near the 36-yard line. That's a pickup of 1. 3rd down and 9 for the Spartans. They just could not set any kind of pick for Erb there after the catch to get him freed up. Cronin checks in as a wide receiver on the left. Lynch in a slot on the right. Kuda back to throw it, looking right. Goes far side of the field, and that one's incomplete. Intended for DeFrancesco. For a moment, that looked to be up for grabs, Eddie. Andrew Ralph was unable to close ground and pick it off, but a little underthrown. 4th down and 9, and Spartans with 37 seconds left. We'll have to decide what they want to do here. I think they'll go for it.
It's a pretty easy call, too. I mean, you only got 9 yards to go, only 37 seconds left.
And the Bears will use a timeout here, make sure they are set up defensively for this 4th down play.
And I think that, Dave, that's one of the reasons why you show that you're going to go for it, because you get the Bears to burn one of their 3 timeouts.
Yeah, so even if they get the ball back now, at least they're down to 2 timeouts. And the Spartans can talk things over here. Well, the big matchup is coming up next week, Eddie, when the Spartans get back to pack play. Thomas More here at DeSanto Field, a 1 o'clock start. Thomas More playing today. Check their schedule today. Thomas More is hosting Waynesburg today. That's a 1 o'clock game, so that's getting underway very shortly. Back to action here, 37 seconds left. Kuda to throw it on 4th down. He's in trouble. Now he's going to run for it, but nowhere to go. He's tackled near the 38-yard line and finally wrestled to the turf near the Case bench. Billy Cramsey there defensively for the Bears. They hold on 4th down, and they will take over.
Well, you definitely don't blame the Spartans for trying to make a conversion here, because if you do, you put yourself in better position to score and you take more time off the clock. But 29 seconds, you might be able to get, a couple deep throws off if you're the Bears, but luckily for them, they still have 2 timeouts.
J.J. Tomlin has not been afraid to sling it downfield today, but this time they'll go conservative. They get it to Smeestead. Austin Smeestead out of Shoreview, Minnesota. Loses 2 on the play. 13 seconds left. I don't think Larry Kinbaum is going to use his timeouts here. So they will elect to head to the locker room down by 1. Spartans will get the ball to start the second half.